Hi, everyone. It's that time. How's everyone doing?
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Amy. How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Christine, we have Lauren.
I have Christine,
Juliana.
Lauren, Juliana. Have a full house today. Over 60 people confirmed, so we'll see who comes. Hello, Carrie Ann. How are you?
Hi, Connie. Hi, David. You're muted.
Everybody is muted or should be muted after you say hello. I'm so excited to teach this class today. We have a lot of people, and we have some fun things that we're gonna make. I'm really super excited about our cocktail, our Quarantini, and we have, of course, our Shakshuka that I'm really excited about. So how's everyone doing? We're getting a few more people, so I'm just gonna go over a few things, okay? So I'm Samantha Binkley, the founder of Healthy on You, and I've been teaching cooking classes for the past 5 years out of this kitchen right here. And then I have been doing these online classes. This is my 4th one since the quarantine. So been having a lot of fun with it. I really look forward to being with all of you on Sundays. I really missed you on Easter, but I'm so glad to be back, and I'm so glad you're here joining me. So everybody should have the recipe book and have all your ingredients out. I'm just doing a scroll on my thing. Yeah, there we go. I see Cheryl and Francis. I have a lot of people I don't know. So what I want to do for everyone is to let you know just the ground rules. You're all muted just because there's so many people and talking at once can get overwhelming. But if you have a question, you hit your participant button and there should be a chat window there, and you want to chat. And then you're going to ask a question. You ask the questions to Questions for Sam. Okay, and then Zoelle, my assistant and beautiful daughter, is going to either read me your question, or if she can answer the question, if it's a simple question, she'll respond. So it's worked awesome in the past. So just continue doing that. Just shoot your questions. And also sometimes there's multiple questions of the same one. So she's really good at parsing them and then delivering the questions to me. And then if you have a specific question, just unmute yourself when I'm answering your specific question in case you have a follow-on, okay? So by now, all of you should have gotten this email that has the recipes. So right here, we have our recipe for our blueberry lavender quarantini and Healthy on You savory shakshuka. So this is going to be fun. You can make this shakshuka vegan just simply by not adding meat, or if you want to do a meat substitute, you could put beans, like black beans, or you can instead just use a meat substitute like the Beyond Meat or Better Than Meat substitutes. Those also work very good if you're into those. Today I'm using lamb, and that's what I had in my freezer, so we're going to go there and do that. Okay, so I'm going to go over the ingredients. Everybody should have gotten their mise en place, right? Everything should be out and ready to go, yes? That way we can cook together and you can keep up and everything should be all good. So I'm going to go over first the ingredients for our quarantini. Really simple, okay? Here it is. Here's my mise en place. You notice my big thing of vodka. Woohoo! But we're only going to use a half a cup of that, or as much or as little as you want. We have our frozen blueberries. I have frozen blueberries in my freezer, so I'm just using those. And I have some fresh ones as well. The fresh ones I'm going to put into my drink, okay? At the very end. I have my lavender syrup. Now, the lavender syrup, I went over in my recipe book how to make that, okay? Half a cup of water, half a cup of sweetener, any kind of sweetener. You can use honey, you can use sugar, brown sugar, coconut sugar. and then you boil it and then put in your lavender buds, okay? The buds could be lavender from your garden. Your buds could be my culinary lavender buds that I use in my spices, okay? I have those, and I'll put those a little closer, and they smell amazing. Or on my website, when you signed up, there was a link to the lavender extract on Amazon that you could have gotten. I also have this right here. It's a little lavender syrup, very, very sweet, that you could concentrate. So any of these will do. If you have no lavender, simply skip it and just use simple syrup, okay, which is just sugar and water cooked down a little bit, okay? Just follow the recipe. I have here lemon juice or lime juice. It depends on what you have at home. And I have some lime wedges right here. Mint is never to be forgotten. It is so good in our cocktails and so good for you. And then I have, of course, the vodka and the club soda. So that's our mise en place, all ready, all set for our drink. Looking good. I'm gonna scoot over and just go over with you quickly our shakshuka ingredients, okay? Thank you to so many of you who went out and purchased my spices or ordered them online. It really means a lot to me, especially now when things are so crazy. It's nice that I'm building a base with you all. So I have parsley. Yippee! Parsley from the garden. I have my eggs. I have 6 eggs from my hens here. I have my ground meat. You can use ground turkey, ground chicken, ground pork. I have ground lamb, and like I said, you can go ahead and keep it vegan using no meat, or you could use black beans as a base, or anything like that. It'll still taste amazing, okay? So I have garlic here, crushed. I did that myself with my garlic press. I have chopped onions. I don't chop onions and garlic while we're cooking, because it takes time and makes my eyes run. I have our Moroccan spice, 2 tablespoons, and I have our savory Spanish spice, 1 tablespoon. I have salt. We're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And if I need anything at the end anymore for taste, I'll add a little bit of that. Fire roasted tomatoes, okay? This is 2 cans, 14 ounces, or 1 28-ounce can. And that I have right here. I use this brand, Muir, and Muir Glen. It's organic and it's fire roasted. I got this at the Seaside Market, but I believe you can also get it at Vaughn's or Ralph's or anything like that. Just for the future, okay? And then we have, I think I covered everything. Olive oil. We got the spices. This is going to be a really wonderful recipe. Now, if you are making this recipe and do not feel like you're going to eat it at 4 o'clock when we're done, go ahead and don't put the eggs in. Just cook it right up to the point where the eggs need to go in, and put the top on, turn off the stove, and move it aside. You'll watch me do the rest of the process. And then when you're ready to do it, when you're ready to eat it, whether it's today, tomorrow, whatever, you just reheat, turn the stove back up, and then go ahead and let it bubble and boil. And when everything's hot and evenly distributed, you're going to make little wells inside of the sauce. And then you're going to go ahead and put your eggs, 1, 2, 3, just nest them in and put a top on, okay? So how does that sound to everybody? I'm going to scroll through to see everyone. Let's see who I have. Just give me a thumbs up if we are all good. Yes, Vicki, good. Lauren, good. All right, Sharon, Catherine, good. Maria, good to see you, girl. Sandra, good, good, good. Okay, so it's time for a quarantini. How about that? Let's go, okay? So I'm gonna scoot this back. We're gonna get our afternoon day drinking on. And what a fun way to do it, okay? So I have my blender right here. It's a Vitamix. Whatever blender you have will be just perfect, okay? So just turn, just so that you can see what I'm doing. We are going to put our frozen blueberries. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. In. It's 1 cup, okay? 1 cup of blueberries. We're going to put in our lemon juice. And we have our simple syrup. And mine worked out to be a little bit over a half a cup. But it's okay, because if it's too sweet, I could add more seltzer water or club soda or sparkling water. We're going to put mint in there. I'm going to save a little bit. Do the mint without the big stems. Okay? It's about a 1/4 cup. I'm going to save a couple of these for our drinks at the end, okay? So who's got our playlist on? I hope you have our playlist going. Yeah. Jolene, do you like our playlist? Playlist is a lot of fun. Okay, then we do this. Get your vodka or your gin. Put it in. Might need more, but let's start with that. Okay? Put the top on and blend. See if I'm plugged in. Oh my God. Totally soaked my eggs. But luckily they have the shell on them. Okay. A little mess there. But I think we're ready. So this is what it looks like. Right? Nice blueberry drink. We're going to put it into about there. About here. That was like old Yeller there. Geez. Yellowstone. Okay. We're going to do that. We're going to put in some mint leaves. We're going to put in lemon or lime wedges. And some floating berries. I'm going to dry my hands a little bit. Okay. This is what I've got. It looks gorgeous. It smells gorgeous. And I'm going to do one, I'm going to share one with Zoel. And I think Zoel should come over here and we should just all cheers together, okay? So did everybody get their drink going? Yeah? Ready? Comes out. So this is my daughter. Ready?
Hi. Cheers, Mom.
Cheers, Zoe. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Mm. Oh, it's so good.
Ooh. Mmm.
They're good.
Oh, that's really good.
These will go down fast.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need more vodka, though.
Yeah. You do too?
Yeah. Thank you. All righty.
Back to my questions.
Back to questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Guys.
That's our blueberry drink. Now, this is not just like a drink where the vodka is a star, of course. The blueberries are incredible antioxidant and anti-inflammatory, great for the immune system. So keep that in mind. Of course, lemon juice, all of this wards off illnesses. So drink in good health. Thank you. Ready for our next recipe? Does anyone have any questions? We could take a minute for any questions if anybody wants to ask me anything about the drink. Sandra, I see that you've got your drink. Woo! I know I can always count on you, girl.
She doesn't ask if anyone substituted gin or tequila. 'Cause I
Yeah.
know in the
So
past they've had some
that's a good
substitution.
question. If anybody substituted or made anything, used any other alcohol and it came out great, please share it. Also, if you use another flavor other than the lavender, please share that as well, because that's good to know, just for people who make it on another day. So just let us know.
Hey,
Okay,
Sam,
yeah.
gin. I used this local Venus gin from Santa Cruz that they make in Santa Cruz. It's awesome.
Is it awesome? Oh, that's great, Maria.
I use my Tanqueray gin, and it's delicious.
Great, thank you, Cindy. Oh my God, that's awesome. Okay, great. So we have our Quarantini with gin and the local gin. I think I need to get some of that, Maria. That looks really good. Really good. Okay, so let's work on our shakshuka, which is the star of the show, okay? Shakshuka is very simple. It's a Middle Eastern or Israeli dish. It is can be made in so many ways. This is a popular dish because it can also be eaten for brunch with a big salad, dinner. It goes for any time. And so that's why I thought this was a good recipe and a great one-pot meal for us to make during quarantine. Once you know how to do this, it'll be so easy. The other thing is you can really fortify it with more vegetables. So you can add carrots, you can add mushrooms, anything at the saute phase when you're sauteing the meat, you can add in other vegetables. So it's great that way. Today I'm just going to show you a very basic one. Oh, the other vegetable you could have is red pepper or green pepper. So if you're at home and you have those things and maybe you need to use them, well, just go ahead and chop them up and throw them in there, right? So again, we're going to review, let me review the process of how this is made. We're going to add our olive oil to our cast iron pan. I'm going to use a low cast iron pan today. You know, I usually use my big red pot, but I'm not doing it today because I want you to see how it looks when the eggs are all done. So I'm using my low one. It works just great. This is a simple Lodge cast iron. So any cast iron, it doesn't have to be fancy, could go right on, right? We're going to add the olive oil and we're going to add our meat. My lamb is 85% lean meat, which is really good. It'll have a lot of flavor. And then we're going to saute it, add spices to it, and a little bit of salt. And then we're going to go ahead and add the onion and garlic to it. Mix it all in so it smells really, really, really good. And then we'll add in our fire roasted tomatoes, okay? So that's the process, and then we cover that and let it cook for a little bit. And then when it's cooked, we will go ahead and add the eggs in, okay? So this is pretty straightforward, but it has a gorgeous presentation, especially when you add the parsley and the feta cheese at the end. You can also use goat cheese. So here we go. I'm gonna start her up, okay? Stove is on. We'll wait for it to get a little bit hot. This is the Polar Seltzer that was very naughty. Okay, so it's a blueberry lemonade version. So it actually tastes really, really good. But I guess don't move it around before you open it.
It's sitting there for a while. I'm not quite sure what happened.
I don't know what happened either, but
You can only get it at CVS, but it's the best seltzer.
okay. Well, loving the drink though. Okay, so keep this nice and hot. I have 2 tablespoons of olive oil. How's everyone doing? I'm just going to scroll through, okay, and see how you're all doing. Zoella's going to help me see all of my ladies and some of my gents. So I'm looking down at my other computer that lines you guys all up. So I see Sarah H. I see Will Howard.
Sharon just gave a wave.
Sharon, Karen Lair, Susan O'Connell. So Susan, I don't know if we've ever met. So on this call are quite a few people that I have not met before. So that's really awesome. And it's nice to meet all of you. All righty, let's see our pots. It's getting hot, so I'm gonna add in my olive oil. And at some point I will bring my pot to you, so don't you worry. You'll be able to see exactly what I'm doing. That was 2 tablespoons of olive oil into the pot. When it starts to shimmer, we'll go ahead and add in the meat, okay? I'm gonna get out. We will not be using the oven today, okay? No oven today. So it'll be easy to follow along. Okay, so my pot is sort of shimmering. Add the, Cheryl, I see a question. Add the olive oil when the pot is heated and just let it get a little bit warm. Okay, so I would say it's been about 60 seconds since I put in my oil. The heat under here is medium high heat under your pan.
If someone doesn't have a cast iron, what would be the best alternative?
If you don't have a cast iron, let's see, I'll give you an example of what I think would work really well. Do you have a pot like this? If you do, that's sort of a high kind of a saute pan. That works. I'll show you something else that would work as well. Whatever it is, it has to have a pot. Something like this would work too, like a really big skillet, but it has to be able to have a top. Even the cast iron, anything that can go over it would be good because we're going to cook our eggs like that. So you can use this, and that would work as well.
On top,
With some foil on top would be perfect, but if you have a top, even better. And these, by the way, are my favorite pans. I always say that, the hex clad pans, because you could totally like scratch and then they just don't scratch. No bad stuff in them, no BPOAs, nothing like that. Okay, it's time for me to add my ground meat. If you are not adding meat, add garlic and onion at this point. Add the onion first and the garlic if you're not adding meat, okay? If you're adding beans, just wait. You do beans, you do onions, garlic, and then beans. For us, with meat, anybody who's adding meat, go ahead and put that in right now. Okay? I'm gonna get a different. Just break up your meat. And move it around the pan. And so your meat's gonna start to get a little opaque, okay? There's a lot of steam coming off of mine. Everybody looks like they're cooking away. Okay. So mine is browning nicely. How's everyone doing? Everybody has their meat in the pan? Pam, is your meat in the pan? Okay, great. Sarah, meat in the pan? Great. Okay. Medium high on your stove. Medium if it starts to brown too quickly. So I'm going to show you what mine looks like. Okay, so there we go. Okay. All is looking good. All right, so at this point, we're gonna add our spices, okay? The Moroccan spice, 2 tablespoons. I wrote inside of the notes, underneath the spices in your book, some substitutions. Most of you already have the spices, but you could sub in a tablespoon of smoked paprika, teaspoon of granulated garlic, 2 teaspoons cumin, and 1 teaspoon ground coriander. And you can double that for extra flavor, okay? So that was in your book. But Moroccan spice, 2 tablespoons. Savory Spanish spice, which has smoky notes of smoked paprika. It has garlic. It has onion. It has saffron and parsley. And the Moroccan spice is coriander, cumin, allspice, yellow mustard seeds, and a little pepper, okay? So I'm just going to sprinkle those on top and sprinkle the smoky Spanish spice on top. It's going to be so good. It just fills the kitchen with a beautiful smell. So just mix it all in. And continue to break it all up. And then we're going to add a little bit of salt. The Spanish spice is going to make it turn a little bit red or reddish in color. That's the smoked paprika, and it is amazing. 1/4 teaspoon of salt, everyone, okay? You can always add more at the end. Okay, here we go. Getting all of that in and broken up. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Put this right here. All righty. This is what it looks like for me. So it's starting to brown, right? Yep. Starting to brown a little bit. Yummy. It's gonna be so good. All righty, so that cooks, and then we're gonna put in the onion and the garlic. Okay, keep stirring it, keep breaking it in, mashing it. I'm gonna use my other favorite thing to break it up. So use a spatula or a hard wooden spoon and just break your meat out. Now that's been about 3 or 4 minutes. At this point, we want to add in the onions and the garlic. This is 1 whole onion, medium-sized onion, chopped. That goes right in. Along with the 4 cloves of garlic. And combine it well. Okay, I'm going to show you what that looks like for me. Smells so flavorful. I'll show you what I have. There we go. See, it looks good. And we just need to add, let it cook a little bit more before we add in the tomatoes, because I want my onions to cook down just a little bit. So, you know, this class, or the way I teach, or why I teach, is because I love flavor. So I love adding lots of different spices to my food, because it takes it from just regular to really, really, really like elevated, like something like wow. And that's why I love spices so much, because they're not only are they good for you, but they are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful when added, and the house just smells so good. My husband loves that. And I don't know, it's just been such a passion of mine, cooking and cooking healthy. So anyway, there we go. My house smells like cumin, coriander, and smoky like paprika. So we love that. How's everyone doing so far? Good, good, good. So far, we have the meat in. If you're not using the meat, you're using, I'm sorry, I should have backtracked. If you're using beans or anything, they go in right after the onions, okay?
How about extra veggies, Sam? Do they go in now?
Yes, extra veggies go in now. If you're using carrots or peppers, they go in now. Yeah? What veggies were you going to use, Karen?
I'm using some red bell pepper and red and yellow bell peppers in with it as well.
Perfect. Put them in right now.
Okay, perfect, thanks.
Toss them with your meat or your chicken, or if you're not using meat, just toss them in with after your onions soften.
Should I add a little extra spice?
Well, I would never say no.
Okay.
Add what you feel is appropriate. I have 2 tablespoons of the Moroccan. If you want to add a little more, it's not going to hurt. The flavors are so well balanced, it's really hard to overdo it. Right? Who else is there out there who is not cooking with meat? Okay, Sarah, do you have any questions? Christine, do you have any questions?
I feel like this, Carrie Ann. I felt like my meat wasn't cooked enough to put the other stuff in yet.
Yeah, that's fine. If it hasn't turned brown on both sides, you can put in, it's okay to put in, just let it cook until that happens, okay?
Okay, thank you.
At different rates a little bit. My stove might be a little higher than yours, so don't worry, just follow, whenever your meat has browned on both sides, then you add it in, okay? And Sarah, are you good?
I'm good. I added carrots and peppers instead of the meat.
Perfect. That's great.
I think Lauren's also doing vegetarian.
Yes. And then Christine, you had a question. Christine Barton.
She's coming back.
Oh gosh, she's at her stove. Okay. Christine, you're using black beans. So do you have that under control? Onions, garlic, black beans. Okay. So let me show you what mine looks like. Just so you have an idea, you don't want your onions to burn, okay? So watch and be very careful, or your garlic. As a matter of fact, I'm going to turn my stove down. Yeah. So turn your stove down. You don't want your onions or garlic to burn, okay? So I'm going to show you what I have, because it's time for me to add the fire roasted tomatoes. Now, if you don't have fire roasted tomatoes, go ahead and just use puree tomatoes, and you can add a little chili flakes to it, red pepper flakes. That'll give it a little spice. This 28 ounce of fire roasted tomatoes. In you go. And just get it all down and combined in. I'm also going to add in, I saved my canned tomatoes, my fire roasted tomato, and put about 1/4 cup of water in it. Add that. That usually helps to get it started. Stir it all in, and I'm going to show you what it looks like, okay? Okay. I'm going to show you again what that looks like for me. So that's what I have right here. Looks gorgeous. Just shake it around a little bit. Be careful with your cast iron or any pan that you're using, because it's going to be very hot. Okay, so I put it back on. There we go. And then I'm gonna put the top on, okay? Is everyone sort of where I am? Catherine, we're good? Okay, great. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit, turn it down. After it starts to bubble and kind of spit a little bit, as it's bubbling up, you're gonna wanna turn down the stove to low. Okay, so I have a very low heat under. Right? Juliana, how are you doing, hon? Good? Okay, perfect. You wanna turn it down if it starts to bubble up. Donna, are you doing good? Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna get a cover, and I'm gonna cover my shakshuka. And just let it boil. Put it on low. You don't want to burn it, okay? And you don't want it to dry out at all. You want to keep all of the juices in your shakshuka. Who is with me? Everybody with me and we're all good? Amy, are you doing okay? Great.
I'm
And
on my second drink. Yes, it's great.
Okay, wonderful.
If you want to add beans now, can you?
Yes, you should add your beans now. Are you adding beans with meat or beans on your own?
I'm thinking beans with the meat.
Yeah, add them now.
Okay.
Great addition also. So I love this recipe because it's such a base that you can go ahead and just do just about anything adding to it. You can add spinach, you can add kale, anything like that. So that's what mine looks like now. What about you guys? Is it looking good? Is it coming together? Okay, mine looks really good. I'm gonna taste it. Really good. Mine needs a little salt. So yours might need too. And that's presuming you're using a pound of meat, okay? But mine definitely needs a little bit more salt. Okay? Okay. I'm loving my drink. All right, any questions on our shakshuka? All good? How's Pam doing? Where's Pam? She doing good? Let me see. I'm gonna just move my screen to see everyone. Okay. Hi, Brenda.
I'm nervous about how the eggs.
Don't be nervous. This is not a nervous situation. We'll be okay. So let's talk a little bit about the eggs though. And like, oh, can you wash these? Yes. So the eggs, the reason why I said to have a little ramekin, but you could also use a little bowl for your eggs is when you crack them and just drop them in, it's a risk of breaking your yolk. And I would prefer if you were ever so gently cracking your egg into a little dish. It doesn't have to be a ramekin, just a small bowl, right? And you kind of just gently open and crack. Don't put it in your shakshuka yet, but I was just doing one of them to show you. You're gonna repeat and do 6 of them this way, okay? Or 4 of them, whatever you're going to use. And then you gently pour it in rather than just breaking, because when it breaks, then it doesn't look as pretty, right? And we always want our food to be pretty. So that's why I said to do that. So that shouldn't be a very stressful thing. Try to keep your yolks intact when you're doing this, okay? So My shakshuka, I took the top off. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I took the top off, so it is really thickening up right now. Here's what I'm gonna suggest. If it's bubbly, 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 I want you to turn it down even lower or even turn it off. It is not cooked yet, but just until you get all of your eggs in, okay? So you're gonna make little wells as best as you can with a spoon into your shakshuka. Just scoot away some of the meat or the beans. And again, this is if you're going to add your eggs right now. You certainly don't have to. You could add it right before dinner when you're reheating it. But if you're going to do it right now like I am, you make little wells inside of your shakshuka and you pour in your egg very close to the pan, okay? And I'm going to show you what that looks like.
What did you say? Very close to the what?
Pan.
Oh,
Okay, so here we go. And I really got it in there, okay? So you're gonna make these little wells and just drop in your raw egg. Right?
This is Catherine. I feel like mine is really still watery. Is that is it?
Take the top off
Yeah.
and let the water dry out now. You had the top on before. A minute or two with the top off will release some of that water. You want it thicker so that your egg will stay in its well, okay?
Okay.
Okay, got it. So I'm doing my second egg. I put it right into the little bowl. Then I'm gonna make my little well close to the edge and just drop that egg in, making beautiful little space for it, okay? And I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do 6 eggs. Now, if you crack an egg and don't wanna waste it, then put it in. But if you want it to look really even and pretty, you can put that egg in a container that's covered into the fridge and make it for breakfast tomorrow. It will still be good. We'll use one of my fresh eggs. There we go. I'm on my 4th egg. Right around, and I'll show you exactly what mine looks like. Making space, and pour it right in. There we go, my 5th egg. And then I have one more egg that I'm gonna put in the middle for my 6th. Try not to put them too close to each other, okay? Okay, here goes my 6th egg, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. And then I'm gonna turn the stove back on and put the top on. Can you see that? Yeah, so 6 eggs all around. Okay, I'm gonna bring it to a boil. And then I'm gonna put the top on. And then I'm gonna sprinkle it with our feta cheese. And then sprinkle chopped parsley all around. And then it will be all done. Okay. Mine is bubbling a little bit too much. I'm putting the top on. So let's just wait and see, okay? It's about 5 minutes of that. So everybody who's making their eggs and add it, go ahead and do so. And I'll just have a couple sips of my cocktail while waiting for you. Questions, anyone?
Yeah, this is Catherine. So it's still looking really watery. I'm wondering if I should drain it off the top.
Really watery. Do you have a ladle spoon?
Yeah.
Use a ladle and
take
just
it
get
off.
rid of some of the liquid.
Okay.
Okay, try that.
Do the eggs cook all the way through now that you put the lid back on?
I'm putting the lid back on. I want the eggs, the yolks to be runny, but all the white cooked. Okay, so that's what we're trying to achieve, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. We're not there yet. Mine is at a gentle, gentle boil right now. But when you put the lid on, it helps it to set faster. Okay? Got it, Carrie? We're good? All right.
Okay, Sam, can I just give a big shout out to my sister-in-law who is watching you from Boston, and she's
what's
married
her
to my
name?
brother, and her name is Sandra. So it's Sandra Moss in San Diego and Sandra Moss in Boston, who are both huge fans of yours.
Oh my God! Let me see. Okay, I'm scrolling. Okay.
Is it Sandra Baldner?
Sandra Baldner Moss. Oh my God! There's another Moss on. Hi. Welcome.
We also had Amelia, who's also in Boston. I'm not sure if she's still on.
We have another Bostonian who's on.
Yeah.
We have Sandra Lee, who I believe is in Florida. And then, I don't know, I guess the rest of us are San Diegans or Orange County. Cheryl, I see Cheryl Fletcher. Cheryl's from the big OC.
Question?
And I don't know if I have anyone from LA on. Sarah, where are you?
I'm in New York. I'm Amy Thorne's niece.
Oh my God, Sarah. Are you
Amy
staying
got
safe? Are you keeping well and staying safe?
Yeah. Thank
I listen to the Cuomo press conference every morning.
Yeah.
Where in New York are you? I'm from New York.
I'm in the Hamptons right now.
Okay, my mom's in Manhattan.
Oh yeah. It's a little scarier there.
I'm from halfway out on the island. Sayville.
Yeah. Well, nice to have you, Sarah, and nice to have you, Sandra and Amelia and Sandra Lee. Nice to see you all. And Janice, you are new. Yes, you're new. I haven't seen you. Oh, maybe that's it. I have two Janices on. So, there's one Janice that I know really well, and then there's another Janice that's new. Anywho. Okay, so my eggs are coming along. Thank you, Vicki. My garden is my passion also. I'm going to show you what my eggs look like so far, okay? They're not ready as yet, but you see some white forming there? So we want to get it all white. It's taking some time, but let it take its time. And my cast iron has a little lip on it, a little spout that lets air escape. So if you really find that you are getting too much water, just keep the top off, okay? In the meantime though, I'm gonna get my little cutter and start working on cutting my parsnip.
I have a question.
Who's that?
Christine.
Hi, Christine.
Hi. I just want to thank you so much for everything you're doing and tell you how much I look forward to this. And I love your spices. I have them all over my counter.
Oh, thank you.
Jimbos, I tell them all they need more, even if they don't. So I have a question.
Sure, thank you.
If you have enough for like, you know, a lot more than you could eat, would it be better to do the eggs like before you're going to eat it and not store it with the eggs in the fridge?
I would absolutely not store it with the eggs.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Because you really want to have your eggs whole and intact, and you don't have to rewarm them. They open really nicely into the meat mixture or the
Thank you.
vegetable mixture.
Thank you,
Okay?
thank you.
You're so welcome. Anyone else with some questions? Maria, Keisha, how are you doing? All good?
I am great. I sure do miss you.
I miss you too. I miss everybody.
You're my lifesaver every week.
Thank you. So are you guys. It's just something for me to really look forward to. Can I tell you guys some good news though? My products, Christine was just talking about spices, but my spice line is now going to be in Erewhon stores in LA. And I was saying, I don't know if anyone from LA is here, but they are a major healthy living chain. So I'm really excited about that. So you have to tell your friends in LA that the San Diego gal that you know has her products there and to buy them. Anyway, but that's just some big news that, you know, the last thing I expected during this time, you know, I was still waiting for a meeting from them for like the last 2 years. And they just wrote me a note saying, hey, we like you, we like your stuff. So it's a big move for my company. So
Sam, how long will it take before they're there?
I'm hoping to go up there this week. The whole thing is the drive from San Diego to LA has been so amazing. To Santa Monica, it's an hour and a half flat. I mean, I've never experienced that in my whole life. It's like being in Europe or something, being able to get from one town to the other. I mean, so I'm pushing for as soon as possible. I told them I will deliver Wednesday or Thursday, no problem. So I'm just waiting for them to confirm that. So I don't know, soon, as soon as I can get them on the shelf, they're there. So
My nephew, who you just shipped spices to, lives real close to one, so I'll let him and my niece.
Great, yeah, they have 5 locations. Wonderful. So you let him know when as soon as I'll send a blast when it's all there. Okay, I'm gonna show you what my shakshuka looks like. It's still not all set yet, but it's getting there. So do you see whites, more white? So it's looking good. Okay, it's just a little bit more time.
Any recommendations for side dishes with shakshuka?
A big green salad, okay? That is what I recommend. You know what? You can also put pasta under it. You might not use linguine, but any kind of pasta.
About maybe rice.
Rice would be excellent. A little turmeric rice would be great. Pearl couscous that we made in the last class would be excellent along with it. And let's see, gosh.
On top of toast maybe?
Yeah, on top of toast. So well, that's a good one. On top of toast. She's been baking breads all week, gluten-free bread. That's been coming out really amazing. Something that I cannot do. Just between me and you guys, I am not a baker. I think you can do one really well or another really well, but very rare can you do both very well. So she's a house baker and she's been baking us bread. So I've been lucky, and so she's been doing a good job. You should get on some bread and bake some bread.
I bought everything to make gluten-free sourdough, and my sourdough starter's on day 6.
Okay.
I think she should teach us.
Oh no.
Right? I have this awesome, she should.
It's an 18 to 20 to like 2 week process.
You can do it step by step, phase by phase. Anything you want to do, you can do. So I'm just cutting up my herbs. My shakshuka is almost ready. I don't know about you guys. You might want it to cook a little longer. Make sure your eggs are set properly. You do not want to have any raw egg floating out, just the yolk. The whites should be set. I'm really funny about my eggs. The whites have to be cooked. So be careful about that. And you don't want them too hard either. Okay. If you find that one side of your eggs are cooking and the other side isn't, turn your pan. That's what I'm gonna do now, because mine is ready except for one egg. Oh, it looks so good. And then we're going to put the feta cheese on, and then we're going to put the parsley on, and then it's gonna be pepper. I can't wait. And my husband can't wait either. He's lurking around here somewhere, and he's ready for this right now. I don't think he's eaten much all day because he's in anticipation. How are you doing, Juliana? Good, good. Carrie Ann, are we good? Wonderful. Cindy Bernstein, are you doing good? Okay, I like your hair wrap. Love the color.
If you're gonna do the eggs separate, like, and reheat the whole thing, or do in like portions, what's the best way to do like portions to reheat?
Portion, just get a small skillet, a very small skillet, okay? And portion out what you want in your skillet and reheat it that way. You don't need to use a microwave, I wouldn't. And then just make your little well, make your little nest in the middle. And then crack your egg and put it in, okay? But make sure that it's hot first before you put your egg in. Do not put the egg in when it's still cold. It should be bubbling nicely, okay? So that's a good way to do it. So I'm gonna show you what I have now. It looks excellent. I'm gonna sprinkle my feta cheese all over. You could use goat cheese as well. And it's gorgeous. It looks so good. Let me wash my hands, get some of that off my hands, and then I'm going to put the parsley on. Perfect. Looking good, and I'm going to show you this gorgeous dish. It's got to look good, guys. It's got to look pretty, otherwise nobody wants to eat it, at least around here. So let me show you what I've got. Really excited about it. So that's what I have here. Can you see? And look at the thickness, right? It's not watery, okay? I'm moving it around and it's not shifting all over the place, okay? So it's somewhat thick.
You could put spinach on there too if you want
spinach. Any kind of wilting vegetable, arugula would be really nice as well, okay? Right? Any questions?
Yeah, you can tell when your egg is done when it's not jiggly, because mine's still...
If it's still jiggly, the whites, keep it cooking.
With the top on or off?
With the top on. Unless you're running out of juices, you want to keep your top on, okay? Because you want some of that juice to evaporate, and then the heat from the pan to really, and the sauce to really cook those eggs. Okay. So, okay, so let's have a few minutes of questions, and then I think we're done. Any questions?
No, but you are so awesome. Thank you so much for doing this.
You're so welcome. Listen, we have 2 more classes in our new series, so tell your friends, send me your photos of when you do make it and add your eggs, and I'll put them on my Instagram, I'll put them on Facebook, and tag you. And yeah,
Thanks, Sam.
hear from you. Yeah? Hi,
Hey,
Wendy.
Sam. Thank you. You know what? I love the fact that I don't have to think about what to make for dinner on Sunday nights. You think?
I know. Next week is a beautiful roasted cauliflower soup. I love this soup so much. And you try to get cauliflower that has some green on it already. Do you see those green cauliflower leaves?
Yeah.
Also in the week, if you want cauliflower leaves, you can pick up cauliflower leaves at my gate, because you see I have all those big cauliflowers, and I'll cut up some leaves because you roast the leaves too. So don't cut them off, right?
Okay. Cool.
But that's going to be a fabulous class with 1 pot, and we could do a garden tour again if you want. I think it might be easy to do it during class rather than to set up a different link if you want. And Yeah, follow me at healthyonu or sambinkley.com, either one, and you'll get all the information about the classes. And also, if you go on sambinkley.com or healthyonu.com and just sign up for my newsletter, you will never miss a notice about classes and what's happening, okay? I'm gonna put in a lot of you new people, but if you wanna go ahead and put yourself into, that would be awesome. Okay, also this week, jot this down. Spicy 15 throughout the end of the month is the code for 15% off spices, okay? Spicy 15, alrighty? And I think that's about it. How's everybody doing? Somebody's playing music. I hear it. Is it?
Oh, it's Mark. It's Mark. He's serenading me while I cooked.
Oh, that's so sweet. Tell him I said hello. Is everybody else good to go? And is your dishes looking okay?
Yeah.
Any questions? You could always email me or text me, okay?
Thank you so much. Great idea for dinner.
So much.
Thank you, Sam.
Sam, bye.
And I'll see you all again next week.
Okay.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
You're awesome.
Thank you.